do have skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Now, just to be thorough, not only have I sent them an invoice for issuing the ticket, not only am I chasing up the parking warden and having fun with them, not only am I doing what the warden's job should have been and ring them up and let them know of the faulty road sign to get it corrected, and not only are they ignoring, so they have no prior deniability, they have no deniability whatsoever in this. Not only are they ignoring the multiple times I've told them of this road marking, and the wardens are still issuing tickets, leaving them open to liability, because, and I've got that confirmed by one of AT's own spokespeople when I rang them up yesterday or the day before and spoke to them. What I've found out just recently from other friends that happen to live around the area is that they've noticed other people parking in that same spot also being dished out tickets. Now, I've already notified the council about this and Auckland Transport about this signage, so there shouldn't be any more tickets being issued there, should there? Especially if there's a fault, but apparently it has. So what I'm going to do is, because like I said I was going to do with Kyle, I've emailed photos of the spot in question, of the car parks in question, and I've sent that through to the council, and I've got a response and been given a case number. So what I'm going to do now is ring them up and just ask them what can be done. If nothing can be done, I've had another friend of mine suggest that I should just go back and do some chalking, because obviously the wardens are allowed to use chalk, so surely I should be allowed to write in chalk, don't park here, you'll get a ticket even though it's marked you can, or something to that effect. Being that it's written in chalk, then no offence can be created because it's not a permanent marking, it's not vandalism. So yeah, may have to do that, we'll see. But until such time, let's give the council a call and just explain to them what's going on.
Please note, your call may be recorded for verification and training purposes.
Great.
Auckland Transport, speaking in Pranika, how can I help?
Sorry, what was your name?
You're speaking in Pranika, how can I help?
Pranika, hi. I've got a query in regards to a car park outside Waitakere District Court in Henderson.
Yes?
I've emailed through you guys some information about it, and I've got a case number. Would you like to have that?
Yeah, sure. What's the reference number there?
It's CAS 940216.
216? Okay, not a
And
problem.
there's other numbers. Do you want those as well, or is that
That's
enough?
fine. As long as I got the CAS 940216, that should be fine, okay?
Cool.
So I'm just going to double check on the system for you. In terms of, is it like an abandoned vehicle or?
No. What it is there's just I don't know if you're familiar with Henderson at all, but outside the district court there's a bus stop, and behind the bus stop there's one park and then a loading zone with two parks.
Okay, yes.
The loading zone's marked with the yellows, and then in front of the loading zone is broken yellow lines. But
Okay.
also in the loading zone are white hockey sticks marking two white car parks, and in front of the loading zone with the yellow lines there's also white hockey sticks pointing out a car park with a P90 sign behind it. Now, I've been stung a ticket, and I'm more than happy to go to court and have some fun with the warden on the stand. And I've put the complaint through to you guys because there's two different types of markings. You've got broken yellows and white markings saying there's a car park there. Can't be. So what I've found out though, the reason I'm calling is that I've had other friends that have been in Henderson area and they've witnessed another warden dish out another ticket for the exact same spot. So how can, because you guys are still issuing unlawful tickets according to the parking compliance training manual of yours, it states if there's conflicting signage, no issue of an infringement should happen, and yet that's still happening. So
In terms of that, you can definitely send this through to our adjudication team.
I've already been through that, and they've completely ignored everything, and so I'll just go to court.
Okay, so you'll have a request for the court hearing in terms of that?
I followed Summary Proceedings Act 1957, Section 21(6). I requested in writing and did all of that. And I mean, my case isn't the question. My point is that the members of the public are still getting dished out tickets, even though this has been brought to Auckland Transport's attention that there's incorrect road markings there. So there shouldn't be more tickets getting dished out. Do I have to go back with some chalk and write "Don't park here"? It's a $60 trap.
So what I would advise is a case number that you've given to me. I'm just going to make a note on there.
Sure.
For someone to get in contact with you.
Sure.
So the CAS 940216. At the moment, it's not coming up on the system, but once it comes up, then I can make a note on the system in terms of that.
Okay.
And I can make a note that you call through today. But so from what I understand, you sent in the correspondence through to our adjudication team, and did they come back and say they're going to proceed with enforcing the fee?
No, initially I sent in a letter accepting their claim for value provided they could supply evidence, because naturally I'm presumed innocent of anything regardless. And they, and then I asked them if they couldn't supply evidence to please go ahead and supply a court hearing. In response, they sent me a request form for a court hearing.
Okay.
Even though I just sent a letter asking for a court hearing. So
this case number is just a complaint regarding that, is that right?
This case number is a complaint in regards to which lines do you follow in that car park. Do you follow the broken yellows, or do you follow the white hockey stick markings that have little X's on them stating they should be removed, is what I'm thinking.
Okay. I've actually found the reference number here. It looks like there's a different reference number here that was logged on the 4th of December. I'm not sure if it's this one or not.
Oh, it may be. Actually, yes. I spoke to Kyle on the 4th of December when I initially... And he said then to email through you guys a letter that... and what I did is I basically just emailed you the letter I sent to the parking prosecutor with all of the photos showing the fault. Because he wanted some photos, so it's easier to see. And in this, I think there's an 11-page letter that I've sent to you guys... a few days ago that I got this automatic response back from you guys with that case number. And in that letter, there's heaps of photos showing exactly what the fault is. So...
Yeah, I can definitely see there's been a request through in terms of that. At this stage, with the case number, it's still active in progress.
Yeah.
At this stage, and that means that it hasn't been resolved or completed.
Yeah.
It's still active in progress. I can make a note on the system for someone to contact you back if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just wondering what's going to be done from this point onwards to stop issuing tickets in a place where there's clearly conflicting signage.
Yeah, I definitely understand. So I'll put a request through for that.
From reading the 207-page training manual that your parking wardens get, it says if there's a conflict, if there's an error in signage, they're to report that signage to you to get it corrected, not dish out tickets.
Yeah, I definitely put a request in there. So I'll just make a note for someone to contact you, because on the 4th of December I can see there was a case logged in as well. So I can just make a note for someone to contact you back on this one.
Cool.
Just for further clarification and updates regarding that. Was there anything else that I can help you with today?
Yeah, can you tell me, is it illegal to chalk? Is it illegal to use chalk on the sidewalk, or to go and chalk that car park piece so nobody else gets nobody else gets ticketed?
I would suggest that not to do that in terms of that.
Why?
But
is it illegal to use chalk on a sidewalk? It's not a permanent thing, is it?
I wouldn't be able to comment on that, but in terms of that, what I can do, Mark, is I can just make a note on the system for someone to contact you back on that one, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Any sort of time frame I could expect a call back?
I wouldn't know the time frame, but I'm going to make a note on the system now, okay?
Cool. Otherwise, I'm going to be popping back down there in the next day or two, so if nothing's done, I will be informing the general public, because, unlike most people, I don't mind going to court and having some fun and playing the game, but most people just shut up and pay. And, that's not right if there's conflicting signage for people just to go ahead and pay a $60 fine for doing nothing wrong.
Okay, you have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. I don't mind if you hang up or not because I'm recording the call.
Not only all of that, but I think it's best that we email info, and because they said please email in some photos and whatnot, so I sent them the 10th of December letter that I've just read you to Vanessa, and in that is a heap of photos, so they've got what they need and more. And I sent through on the 17th of December to info@gobt.nz. Greetings, on the 12th of October 2018, Warden 1126, Steve, issued a P107 infringement against our person for allegedly parking on broken yellow lines. The location where this alleged infringement occurred was outside Waitakere District Courthouse. There is a loading zone and also 3 parking spaces in that same location. Upon returning to gather photographic evidence, there is little white X's marked on the white hockey sticks outlining the 3 parking spaces, including where the broken yellow lines are. As Warden 1126 chose to ignore the faulty signage and issue a ticket while there is conflicting markings, opposed to calling the fault in to be corrected, we shall enjoy having him on the stand to explain his actions. On the 4th of December, we called AT and spoke to Kyle, who after having this explained stated he would put a work order and have the white lines removed. Can you please inform us as to what road markings are correct, the broken yellows or the white spaces? Attached to some photos, including in the latest response to Vanessa Olivia, AT parking prosecutor, showing the obvious faulty road markings. Please see that the correct road markings and signage are displayed to avoid any further unlawful issuing of infringements. As Steve has worked for AT for 15 years, how many other erroneous issuances has he done? Below are the links so far explaining the situation, and we look forward to the defendant hearing. And I gave them the links to the first 5 parts. On the 17th of December I got back, thank you for contacting Auckland Transport. Your email will be referred to our member of our customer services team, who will respond to you directly or refer your query to the appropriate business unit. Please kindly note this mailbox is not monitored during the weekend or after hours. If you have urgent inquiry, blah blah blah, fucking blah blah blah. Kind regards, customer response team. Clearly that mother didn't like that child. To call them customer response team. And just to be thorough, I also emailed the Chief Executive Officer of Auckland Transport. His name is Shane Ellison. Greetings, Shane. We are writing to inform you that Warden Steve 1126, who issued a P107 infringement against our private motor car on the 12th of October, has done so unlawfully. The location is marked with broken yellow lines and also white hockey sticks outlining the car park space, along with P90 signage. He has not followed your parking compliance training manual, January 2007, whereas there are conflicting road markings and signage. No infringement should be issued. And I'll just pause it there. Sorry about that. Just had to do a little relocation. Right, where were we? We will enjoy having Steve on the stand under oath to clarify why he has done this, although we suspect he was instructed by Waitakere District Court security to issue the ticket in retaliation. The white hockey sticks in this location are marked with white X's, giving the impression they are to be removed, and as Steve chose to ignore his duty to report this fault to AT, we did. Since then, we are aware of at least 2 more occasions where road users have been issued further infringements for the same P107 restriction, broken yellow lines. We have posted on numerous public forums what has happened for the greater public to judge AT and their employees' actions. We have also warned other members of the public of their unlawful issuances still happening. We will in the near future attend with signage and loud hailer to protest the continuing issuance of infringements even after AT has been informed of this road marking fault. We wish to lodge a formal complaint against Steve, last name redacted, who has in 15 years issued an unknown amount of unlawful tickets as opposed to following AT's own rules in relation to conflicting signage. Steve has also taken the photo evidence from 15 metres away, hiding under a concave of Waitakere District Court, which showed no evidence of broken yellow lines, failing the rules set out on page 126 of the above-mentioned manual, which we will attach with this correspondence. We will thoroughly enjoy questioning this man on the stand. However, irrespective of our matter before the courts, infringements are still being issued, and the conflicting road markings have not been fixed. This leaves AT liable to future legal proceedings, as the fault should have been fixed for the infringement to be valid. You're welcome to call Mark on cell phone number today to discuss this matter if wish. However, if you have been notified of the unlawful actions to counter any plausible deniability AT may claim in the future. The first 5 parts of the $60 parking ticket saga are available to view in the below links. And I send them all the links. Please see that this issue is corrected, and we will see whomever wishes to represent AT in relation to AT's allegations against our person in court, and will enjoy showing Steve's unlawful actions for all to see. Any questions feel free to ask, but unlike most ignorant, apathetic members of public who do not know their rights and just pay and never question, we do, and will happily take AT to the woodshed over this. The public feedback so far has not been very favourable towards AT thus far, for your information. As it stands, AT has entered into a tacit agreement to pay a $75 administration fee for processing the notice issued by your warden, which to date remains outstanding, and we will be happy to take AT to the disputes tribunal over this unpaid debt. And I send him a copy of the infringement photo, and I send him a copy of the parking induction call manual. And I got an automatic response on the 24th of December from the Chief Executive. On behalf of the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Shane Allison, thank you for your email. All correspondence received to this address is read and duly considered. However, please be aware that due to the volume of mail received, we are not always able to respond to communicate, which is simply to provide advice, or is copied to the CEO for his information. Therefore, please consider this email as acknowledgement of receipt of your correspondence. Should a response be required, you can expect a reply as soon as possible. Is that right, AT? Okay, so they've sent me email of acknowledgement, so even the Chief Executive's now been informed of Steve's naughtiness, and we will take it onwards from there on. Yeah, that's all we can do. I've got the loud hailer in the back. I may or may not go and chalk the sidewalk. After all, it's called sidewalk chalk. But I will be going back, because until they get it fixed, all of the general public are out there getting stung $60 for parking in what looks to be a normal car park. And yeah, it's just a revenue trap and unacceptable. So AT can keep doing their bullshit that they keep doing. I don't care. I'm used to dealing with bureaucratic bullshit, but you know, for the general public, I don't have an issue taking some time out of my life to go and save other people from getting stung. Anyway, until then, catch you later. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Feel free to share. If you don't want to share, don't. If you like. If you don't. Yeah. Until then, catch you later. Love to you all. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. I hope you all really enjoy what the New Year's got to bring. I know I'm going to be. Catch you then. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. Bye.
On fire, 'cause they lit the spark.